You wake up one morning, and everything feels the same. The same bed, the same air, the same world. But something deep inside you whispers differently. You can't name it, but you feel it. A strange pull between what is and what could be. A thin line separating your old reality from a new one waiting to appear. What if that feeling isn't random? What if that invisible tug is the signal of a quantum shift already happening inside you? Most people never notice it. They think change only happens when you do something, get a new job, move somewhere new, meet someone, or chase a new goal. But here's the secret: the most powerful shift of your life doesn't happen outside. It begins in silence, in stillness, in a tiny space inside your consciousness. That's where the invisible quantum shift starts. And when you understand how to use it, it changes everything. Science has spent decades trying to understand the invisible. From Einstein's theories to quantum mechanics, one truth keeps emerging: the world you see isn't solid. It's energy, vibrations, fields, particles appearing and disappearing faster than you can blink. And yet, all of that chaos somehow organizes itself into the life you call yours. Your job, your health, your relationships, your luck, all shaped by invisible patterns that begin in your perception. Think about it. Every decision you've ever made started with a thought, and every thought carries a vibration, a signal that interacts with the invisible quantum field around you. This isn't just spiritual talk. It's physics meeting consciousness. Because when you shift the frequency of your inner world, you don't just think differently. You start creating differently. But here's the twist that most people miss. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you are. The quantum field mirrors your inner state like a perfect reflection. You can say, "I want success." But if deep inside you feel unworthy, that energy radiates louder than your words. That's why so many people stay stuck. They keep asking for change while vibrating in fear, doubt, and lack. The invisible quantum shift begins the moment you stop chasing outcomes and start shifting your state of being. You stop reacting to life and start broadcasting the reality you want to live in. It's not magic, it's resonance. Here's the mind-blowing part: when researchers studied quantum particles, they discovered something called the observer effect. Simply observing a particle changes its behavior. It collapses from waves of probability into one physical outcome. Do you understand what that means? The very act of attention shapes reality. You are the observer of your life, collapsing infinite possibilities into one experience every moment. Now imagine you change how you observe. You stop seeing lack and start seeing abundance. You stop fearing failure and start expecting alignment. That shift in focus changes the energetic signal you send, and the quantum field around you starts rearranging itself to match that frequency. That's the invisible quantum shift. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't flash lights or send you signs right away. It's subtle, quiet, invisible, but it's there. The moment you shift from "I hope" to "I am," reality begins to bend. You've probably felt glimpses of it before, those strange coincidences, synchronicities, moments where you thought of someone and they called you seconds later, or when you visualized something and it happened days after. That's not random luck. That's resonance in action, the field responding to your frequency. But to master this shift, you have to unlearn something. You've been trained your whole life to believe in cause and effect, to think A causes B, effort leads to reward, struggle leads to success. But quantum reality flips that upside down. In the quantum world, cause and effect can reverse. Your future can influence your present. Your belief can generate outcomes before the action even begins. That's why the most powerful creators don't chase, they align. They tune into the version of themselves who already has what they desire. They become that energy first, and reality follows. So ask yourself right now, which version of you are you feeding? The one who doubts or the one who knows? Because both versions exist in the field. Both are waiting for you to choose. The invisible shift begins when you stop reacting to your environment and start realizing you are creating it. Every emotion, every thought, every belief, it's an energetic signature that tells the universe how to shape the next moment. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you already are. The truth is, everything you're seeking already exists. Not there, but in a quantum field of infinite potential. You're not manifesting from nothing. You're tuning into what's already possible. Just like a radio doesn't create music, it receives it by tuning to the right frequency. You don't create abundance, you tune into it. You don't chase love, you become it. When this understanding lands, something radical happens. The stress disappears, the fear quiets, because you realize there's nothing to chase, only frequencies to align with. That's the invisible quantum shift that separates those who flow through life with ease from those who fight their reality endlessly. So how do you actually trigger it? It starts small. Awareness. Watch your inner dialogue. Notice when your thoughts repeat fear, doubt, or limitation. Every time you notice it, don't fight it. Shift it. Replace it with the feeling of already being the version of you who has what you desire. Feel it so vividly that your body believes it's real. That feeling becomes the signal the quantum field mirrors back. This is where most people give up. They try to fake it for a day, then wonder why nothing changes. But the universe doesn't respond to effort. It responds to consistency of vibration. When you hold a new state long enough, reality must shift to meet it. It's not wishful thinking. It's energetic law. And if you're listening right now, this isn't random. You're hearing this because some deeper part of you is ready. Ready to stop waiting for permission. Ready to stop explaining your limits. Ready to remember that the power that shapes galaxies also flows through your mind and heart. This is your awakening moment. The moment you realize that change isn't coming from outside you. It's already happening within you. The invisible quantum shift has already begun. And the more you align with it consciously, the more the world you see begins to bend in your favor. This is where your real story starts. You've felt it before. That strange mix of calm and power, like the universe suddenly speaks your language. You might be sitting quietly, thinking about something you desire, and for a few seconds, you know it's already yours. That moment, that deep knowing, is the state of alignment. It's not hope, not wishing, not forcing. It's pure coherence between your thoughts, emotions, and energy. That's when the invisible quantum shift amplifies. But the mind hates invisible things. It wants proof. It wants results right now. That's why most people sabotage their own shift. They plant energetic seeds but keep digging them up to check if they're growing. They meditate, visualize, affirm, and then return to doubt the next morning. But the quantum field doesn't respond to what you do occasionally. It mirrors what you consistently are. Imagine tuning a radio station. You can't hear clear music if you keep twisting the dial every 2 seconds. You have to stay tuned long enough for the signal to come through. The same goes for your energy. You must hold your new frequency long enough for the field to reorganize itself around it. That's the invisible work no one sees. But that's where all the power lies. Now, here's the science behind it. When your heart and mind come into coherence, when your emotions and thoughts are synchronized, your electromagnetic field becomes stable and strong. Studies show that a heart in a state of gratitude or love emits a coherent frequency that can influence energy around it. You're not just thinking positive thoughts. You're literally radiating measurable waves that affect your environment. That's why ancient masters and modern quantum researchers say the same thing in different languages: change your inner vibration, and the outer world rearranges. The invisible quantum shift is like flipping a switch in your consciousness. You move from trying to trusting, from forcing to flowing, from control to creation. That's when miracles, or what we call synchronicities, begin to multiply. You meet the right person at the perfect moment. A problem suddenly solves itself. An idea comes out of nowhere that changes everything. These aren't coincidences, they're reflections of alignment. But here's the paradox: the more you chase proof, the more you block it. Because the chase vibrates lack. The moment you say, "Where is it?" you're broadcasting the frequency of, "I don't have it." The quantum field, being perfectly obedient, mirrors that back. So you stay stuck in the same loop of wanting instead of receiving. To break that loop, you must step into what physicists call the field of pure potentiality, the awareness that everything already exists in an energetic form. The only difference between a thought and a physical experience is density. One vibrates faster than the other. When you hold a thought with enough emotional intensity and belief, it slows into matter. It becomes real. This isn't fantasy. Quantum scientists like Niels Bohr and Max Planck hinted at this a century ago. Consciousness plays a fundamental role in reality. And now, neuroscience is catching up. Every new thought creates new neural pathways. Every emotion strengthens them. Over time, your brain physically rewires itself to match your inner vision. That's how your inner quantum shift becomes visible in your external life. So what's stopping you?
Not the world, not luck.
Not timing. It's the invisible programs running beneath your awareness. The beliefs that whisper, "You're not ready," or "You're not enough." Those programs broadcast on autopilot, sending frequencies of doubt into the field. And until you rewrite them, they'll keep shaping your outcomes. But here's the empowering truth: awareness alone begins to dissolve them. You don't need to fight your limiting beliefs. You only need to see them. Once you observe them without judgment, you stop being controlled by them. Remember, the observer changes what is observed. When you look at your fear without fear, the pattern starts to lose its power. That's the quantum act of transformation. Let's do a mental experiment. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the version of you who has already made the shift. The version living the reality you dream of. See that person clearly. How do they walk? How do they speak? How do they wake up each morning? Feel their confidence, their calm certainty. Now, open your eyes and realize something: that version isn't separate from you. It's you, existing right now in another quantum possibility. You're simply aligning your frequency to meet them. Every time you feel gratitude for what's not yet visible, you bridge the gap between thought and reality. Gratitude is the energetic proof that you already believe. And when belief becomes your baseline, manifestation becomes your normal. But make no mistake, this isn't about pretending problems don't exist. The quantum shift doesn't deny your current reality, it transcends it. When you face challenges, you're not failing. You're being shown where your vibration still needs alignment. Every obstacle is feedback, not punishment. It's the universe saying, this part of your frequency needs tuning. So instead of reacting with fear or frustration, pause and ask, what energy am I radiating right now? That single question changes everything, because awareness gives you choice, and choice is power. In this new level of awareness, you start noticing subtle shifts. Your mood stabilizes. Your inner talk softens. You stop needing to prove or defend yourself. People around you might not even understand what's changed. They'll just feel that something about you is different. That's the invisible quantum shift making itself visible. You begin to trust the timing of your life. You understand that everything has its rhythm, and that forcing outcomes only blocks flow. You learn to let go, not from weakness, but from wisdom. You realize that the universe moves faster when you stop trying to control it. Here's something wild to remember: energy moves before matter. The moment you align energetically, things begin rearranging behind the scenes. You might not see results right away, but you'll feel a lightness, a calm assurance that things are unfolding perfectly. That's the proof. The feeling is the first manifestation, and once you taste that peace, you never want to go back to the old way of living, chasing, doubting, forcing, begging the universe for crumbs. You realize you were the universe all along, pretending to be small. That realization, that awakening, is the invisible quantum shift in its purest form. It's not about changing who you are. It's about remembering who you've always been: a creator, a transmitter, a conscious fragment of infinite intelligence expressing itself as you. So take a breath right now. Feel your heart beating. That rhythm, that pulse, it's not random. It's the same rhythm that moves galaxies, the same frequency that created stars. The universe isn't out there, it's in you, speaking through your awareness. And the moment you tune into that truth, reality starts to mirror it back. The invisible shift is no longer invisible. It's happening in this exact moment. As you understand these words, as you feel their resonance echo through you. And if you hold that feeling, if you let it become your new baseline, you'll witness something miraculous. The world bending, softly but surely, to the rhythm of your new vibration. Now that you understand how this invisible shift works, it's time to embody it completely. Because knowing is not enough. You can read 100 books, watch 1,000 videos, repeat every affirmation, but until you feel the shift inside your being, you'll keep living in repetition. The same stories, the same cycles, the same results. The invisible quantum shift isn't something you achieve, it's something you remember. Every morning, the moment you wake up, the universe resets itself around your state of awareness. That first thought you think, that first feeling you allow, that's the frequency your day begins with. Most people immediately remember their problems. They pick up their phone, check messages, and unconsciously recreate yesterday. But what if you began your day differently? What if, before doing anything, you simply felt gratitude for the unseen, for the reality already forming in the field? That simple act signals your subconscious mind to align with creation rather than reaction. You become intentional. You begin to act like the version of yourself who already lives in the timeline you desire. And here's the beautiful paradox: when you stop needing proof, proof arrives faster, because energy flows where attention goes, and when your attention lives in gratitude, you magnetize more to be grateful for. Let's take a deeper look at this process. Everything around you, your home, your relationships, your opportunities, is the echo of past energy. It's the physical residue of old vibrations. When you try to change your life only through action, you're rearranging the echo. But when you change your energy, you rewrite the source code of reality itself. The outer world must follow the new inner template. This is why people who master energy alignment seem to move effortlessly through life. It's not luck, it's precision. They've learned how to tune their state before taking action. That's the secret of effortless manifestation. You don't take action to prove worthiness. You take inspired action from worthiness. You don't hustle for validation. You create from alignment. But let's be real. The mind doesn't give up control easily. It will test you. It will say, this isn't working. You're wasting time. Be realistic. Those voices are echoes of the old frequency. When they appear, it's not failure. It's proof that your shift is working. The old vibration resists before dissolving. You must learn to observe without believing. Remember, observation changes reality. The more you witness those doubts without feeding them, the faster they dissolve into the nothingness they came from. And soon something magical happens. Your inner dialogue changes. The noise quiets. The gap between thought and manifestation shortens. You think of something, and opportunities start appearing. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped blocking it. You've become transparent to the field. The energy flows through you cleanly, effortlessly. You start realizing that nothing, out there, has power over you anymore. People can say or do what they want, but it no longer disturbs your peace. Because your reality is no longer shaped by reaction, it's shaped by intention. That's the moment when you truly become a conscious creator. Let's talk about emotion, because emotion is the language of the field. You can't fake emotion. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to energy. When you feel joy, gratitude, excitement, love, you're literally vibrating at a frequency that opens doors. When you feel fear, guilt, or anger, those frequencies close them. But don't suppress emotions, transmute them. Every time you consciously shift from a lower frequency to a higher one, you're refining your energetic signal. That's how you grow quantumly, not linearly, but exponentially. Now think of time itself. We've been taught that time moves in one direction, past to present to future. But in quantum reality, time is fluid. The future already exists in potential. Every possibility, every version of you, is happening simultaneously in the quantum field. When you align your energy to a future version of yourself, you pull that timeline toward you. That's why people sometimes say, it felt like destiny. It wasn't destiny. It was energetic alignment collapsing time. So when you visualize, don't imagine something coming to you. Feel yourself already there. Feel your body relaxing in that reality. Feel the relief, the excitement, the peace of already having what you've been asking for. The stronger that emotional imprint, the faster the quantum field rearranges to match it. Because energy follows certainty, not doubt. And as you keep practicing this, reality starts responding differently. You'll notice doors opening that were once closed. You'll meet people who mirror your new frequency. You'll see symbols, repeating numbers, synchronicities, all confirming that your energy is in motion. Don't chase them, acknowledge them as signs that you're aligned. One day, you'll wake up and realize something profound. You no longer need to manifest anything. Because you're finally living in flow, the natural rhythm of creation. Life itself becomes the manifestation. Every breath, every conversation, every moment feels guided. That's the invisible quantum shift in full bloom, when your consciousness and the universe move as one. At this stage, life stops being a struggle and becomes a dialogue. You send out vibrations and life answers. You no longer see challenges as problems but as messages. You begin to trust that everything, even delays or losses, is happening for you, not to you. You stop asking why me, and start saying, thank you. Gratitude becomes your default frequency, and from that frequency, you become unstoppable. Here's the final truth: this shift was never something you had to learn. It was something you had to remember. You've always been connected to the quantum field. You've always been powerful. The conditioning of fear, scarcity, and doubt just made you forget. But now, in this awareness, you remember. And once you remember, you can never go back. So take this moment right now, and let these words become more than information. Let them be transformation. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the air entering your lungs. Realize that in this single breath, infinite possibilities exist. You are the bridge between the seen and the unseen, between matter and energy, between potential and manifestation. Say to yourself quietly, I am aligned, I am ready. Let that vibration expand in every cell. Let it radiate out into the field. Because in this instant, not tomorrow, not someday, your invisible quantum shift is complete. From this point forward, reality will start reflecting your new frequency. People will notice your calm, your confidence, your glow. Opportunities will seem to appear from nowhere, but you'll know the truth. They didn't appear. You aligned with them. You stepped into the version of yourself who was always meant to live this way. So walk forward now, not as a seeker but as a creator. Don't chase miracles. Be the miracle. Don't wait for signs. Become the sign. Remember that the universe is not testing you, it's responding to you. Every moment, every thought, every feeling is a conversation between your consciousness and creation itself. And now that you know this truth, nothing will ever be the same again. The invisible has become visible. The shift has already occurred. You have stepped into your power, your potential, your purpose. This invisible quantum shift truly changes everything, because it changes you.